Well, here we go. October 24th, 2018. That's incredible. Can you believe it? It's a lovely 52 degrees here in Central Virginia. For those of you that like cooler weather, you'll love it. Sun's brightly shining, and we're looking forward to a fantastic day. Uh, Today, I'm going to cover a little bit of the topic that I've covered in my newsletter today. So on occasion, I may refer to my newsletter so I stay on track. I would like to give you a quote, and I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. Maya Angelou. I like her quotes, and you can look her up on the internet. Do the best you can until you know better. Then, when you know better, do better. How simple is that? When you know to do better, do better. So some people want to keep everything just the same all the time. Everything blah, blah, blah. Same old, same old. No, life is dynamic. Life needs to change. If life didn't change, we wouldn't have fall, winter, spring, and summer. Everything would be the same, like it is in some states, where the temperature may stay the same, or the landscape may stay the same. I think about the beautiful I guess it's the Midwest. It's desolate, but it has its own beauty out there. The people that live there love it. When I visit and seen pictures of it, I love it. However, it's the same all the time. When it snows, of course, you got snow on those desolate areas, but otherwise, it's pretty much the same. Florida, southern Florida, pretty much is summer all year round. Oh man, the people there love it. When I visited, I love it. But I don't think I would enjoy it 12 months a year. My wife and I both like the seasons. Well, we like 3 of the seasons. We've got to where we really don't like winter anymore because the cold has become like bitter. I mean, bitter cold. It's not cold like when you're 20, 30, 40 years old. It's cold like when you're way older and everything just seeps into your bones and you ache and you creak. And oh man, during those times, Florida sounds really nice. So I think about 3 of our children that live in Florida, and they really enjoy it, and it's terrific. Our 4th child, probably she and her husband, when they retire, they'll probably move to Florida somewhere. It's a nice state. It's a friendly state for the most part. And the problem I see down there is housing costs are astronomical. You think California's high. Go to Florida, and prices are out of sight for nothing. So I don't know if you can take your house down there. You'd probably be better off paying to move your house than to try to buy a house down there. But anyway, enough of that. Let's talk about a little bit about character. And so character. Now I got these points from a talk or a writing that Jim Rohn did. He's dead now, but he was a Christian businessman. And his vignettes that I've read over the decades are really good. And very sharp guy. He didn't grow up wealthy or anything, but he had a mentor. And this mentor guided him. And that's what I try to do on my show on WHAP Radio that you can stream on Facebook. Put in WHAP 1340. If you're in the local area, it's 96.9 and, of course, 1340 AM. Also, Simple Radio app. You can go there and put in WHAP and make it a favorite. And listen to me. My shows are on every Thursday and Friday from 11:30 to 12:30. And I try to cover wealth concepts, success concepts. We talk about different stuff that affects you in life. earlier this year before school started. I had my wife on the show, and we talked about things to do to help your child be successful in the school year and things to prepare for. I've had my real estate agent on, and she talked about real estate, and she referred me to a young lady that is going to come on and talk about mortgages. So we try to cover a variety of topics, anything that will make your life better. My goal is from the first time you hear me until 12 to 18 months later, your life will be better than it is before you ever heard of me. And so that's my goal. I go and speak at churches, do workshops and seminars. I go to businesses and do workshops for their employees. It's a lot of fun, and it's neat when I've had people come up to me sometime years later and say, "Hey, Reverend Booth, you know the seminar you did at our church?" And I go, "Oh yeah, that was back in 2008 or whatever." And they'll say, "Yeah, and the manual that you made up for us, I've been adding to it, and I've followed it and tried to do my best to apply the principles that you taught. And my life is different now, better, not just different. It's better." So we appreciate any support you guys have in our ministry. While I'm thinking about it, I'll get carried away and I'll forget. Our coffee is now out. I don't know if you guys can see that, if I'm doing it right or not. But we have a Honduran blend, we have a Ethiopian blend, and a King's Meadow blend. On the back tells you a little bit about our mission, our purpose, that we're trying to. We use these products like the coffee and the logo soaps that are made out of all natural essential oil soaps that even a baby can use, to help support our ministry. Our roaster gave us a fantastic price on this. Normally these things are $20 to $25 a pound. Most of you out there already know this. However, because it's a ministry, he made these, packaged them for us and everything, and we can sell them to you guys for $15 a pound, of course, plus shipping. And he said that way it would, of course, it helps him in his business, but he said it'll help you in your ministry because you're way below the market on these gourmet beans. So anyway, go to our website, www.astepabove.life, and order it. Also, so our streaming TV is now live. It's in the newsletter on how to contact it. Wait a minute. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. Oh boy, that's long. Okay. It's www.strimm.com/therev, THEREV/a step above wealth. And you can watch us on some of the videos I've got on YouTube. We're going to have a new show that's going to come on at a regular time, which I don't know what it's going to be yet. And we're going to call it Coffee with the Rev. And you'll be able to call in, ask me questions, and it'll probably be about a 2-hour show. And it'll be on our TV. And you can ask us questions, you can make comments, you can talk about some investment opportunity. If I know anything about it, I'll give you my opinion. I'm not a stockbroker, although I have stocks. I'm not a metals broker, although I do own gold. So I will do my best to help you. And let me get on with this before my time runs out. There's 6 essential characteristics of good character. The first I put in my letter is integrity. Okay. Integrity, the root of integrity, means whole or undivided. In the example I put in there, if you have a wall of your house and it doesn't matter what it's made of. Do you want that ball cracked and breaking apart, or do you want it solid so that it has integrity? Honesty. Oh boy, that's self-explanatory, I would think. However, there's some people that don't look at honesty the same way I do. Honesty, tell the truth. I mean, can you imagine if the news media and all the politicians started telling the truth? Wow, would that ever be amazing? But anyway, tell the truth. Be honest about events, circumstances. Say you're supposed to have a report done, and you didn't get it done for whatever reason. No judgment here. But the next morning at the meeting, the team is waiting for your report. And you say, oh, man, the dog ate my homework, or I was in a car crash, or I don't know, whatever you might make up. How about just saying, you know what, fellas, girls, I didn't get it done. I apologize. I'll work on it this afternoon, and I'll have it for you guys tomorrow morning. Be honest. Be straightforward. Don't be arrogant, and don't be aloof. Just say, man, I messed up. I'm sorry. I'll do my best to correct it, and in the future, I'm not going to let this happen again. Loyalty. Oh man, this is a big one for me. People of good character are loyal people, and they have like a stick-to-it attitude to their friends and family. Now, am I saying if somebody messes up really bad, I'm supposed to enable them to go, oh, you poor thing, oh, you messed up, oh, that's okay? No, it's not okay. Am I going to abandon them? No. I'm going to stick by them. They messed up. They've admitted they messed up, I hope, because they're honest. And as their friend or their relative, I'm going to say, yes, you did mess up. I'll try my best to guide you with the knowledge I have to get out of the mess or to correct the mess. But no, I'm not giving you money. No, I'm not going and setting you up in a new business. No, I'm not going to buy you a new car. But I will help and guide you in how to do those things if that's what you need. So there's a difference between being loyal and just being an enabler. And too many people think that, oh, somebody's in trouble, we've got to help them. No, we have to guide them so they don't get in trouble again. It's pretty simple. Next is self-sacrifice. And I know a lot of people really don't want to think about self-sacrifice, but the story I put in my newsletter was about Lee Iacocca when he left Ford and went over to Chrysler and took over Chrysler, which was a mess because the stupid unions were trying to get outrageous raises for people that had no sanity in them at all. They were the highest paid workers, I believe, in the United States at that time. And the unions, all they could see was, hey, I get the workers more money, we make more money. That's not the way it works. So Chrysler was in a mess. Quality was down. Disgruntlement among the employees. Man, I lived through that. It was a mess. But Lee Iacocca came in. He said, I'm going to bring Chrysler back. I promise you that. And I'm going to work for $1 a year. Oh, does that sound familiar? Our president and all of his cabinet members are working for $1 a year. Lee Iacocca started the trend. What did that show? That he understood that the workers did have needs. There were situations, there were challenges in the workforce. And he wasn't going to add to it by getting a multi-million-dollar payout as a CEO and puke on the little guy. No, man. He said, you know what? I understand we have to work together as a team and fix this. And they did. And they brought Chrysler back and they built that, I believe back then it was like $1 billion new headquarters. and the quality of the products went up because the team members, all the employees said, hey, our CEO is working for $1 a year. He believes in us, which he said, I believe in you guys. I know you can help this company get back on top again. And they did. Self-sacrifice. Accountability. Don't especially like the word. I don't like the way it's been used in the last few years. However, this is the act of allowing others to speak to you straight about your life and conduct. Not harshly, not condemning, not arrogant. Maybe your life's not what it ought to be. Whose is? However, if somebody talks to you and says, hey, you know, I know you like the taste of beer, but man, you're drinking 2 6-packs a night. You're putting on a lot of weight. You're damaging your health. You're not going to be around for your family later on. Also, after you're in a drunken stupor, you don't interact with your family at all except in a belligerent or a who cares, c'est la vie way. So why don't you cut it down to like a couple beers when you get home from work? Make yourself stop. It's going to lead us into the next characteristic. So you have to be accountable not only to others, to yourself. Man, accountability proves the presence of character in you. This leads us into the last one I'm going to talk about, which is self-control. You know, somebody that's used to drinking a couple 6-packs when they get home, cutting down to just 2 beers, is not going to be simple. I mean, easy for them. It is simple. 12 or 2. Okay, that's simple. Easy is the part, oh man, you mean I got to nurse those 2 beers until I go to bed? Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Exhibit some self-control. It'd be a great example for your spouse and your children. People that indulge in whatever. Beer, cigarettes, oh, I smoke 3 packs a day. Why? Are you stupid? Are you just dumb that you haven't got sense enough to know that that's killing you slowly but surely as the tar builds up in your lungs and you can't get it out? Did anybody ever tell you that? It's a fact. I remember when I was 12 years old, I saw a science show that used to come on every weekend. And the scientists would do different things to help kids like me understand science. And one of the things he did, they had taken a sheep and let it live in the city of New York. And they took another sheep that lived on the farm. Well, when these sheep died, they had already arranged to have them sent to the lab, and they cut them open. The sheep with the lungs in New York were black with tar from all of the junk that's in the air there. Cars, people smoking, because this was like 1960, so I mean everybody just about as an adult smoked. And I mean the sheep was in pretty bad health all around. Of course, he died before the other sheep died, but we won't get into that. So then the other sheep, when it came in, the lungs were still pink, just like a brand new little sheep, because it had lived out away from all source of pollution. It lived way out in the country. What did that tell me as a kid? I don't want to live in a city? Oh no, I love cities. I love cities. It told me that I didn't need to ingest things that could damage me internally, intentionally. If you live in a city, they do, well nowadays they have a thing called nose filters that you can actually use to filter the air before it goes into your lungs. which if I lived in a city, that's what I would do. To me, you are responsible for your health. It's not somebody else's responsibility. It's your responsibility. You have to take care of you, whether it's physical health, emotional health, spiritual health, financial health. It's your job. You're here. You have a brain. You need to take action. Quit playing around and going like, oh, I'll do it someday. Oh, that's too hard. I have to have my cigarettes, you stupid moron. Are they addictive? Yes, they're addictive. Duh. It doesn't mean you can't stop. You have a brain. Your brain can help you stop. Not somebody nagging you. Not somebody saying, if you don't stop right now, you're going to die. Who cares? You should care. Your family cares. But I'm saying, who cares what the reason is? You take control. You stop. My dad had smoked for, oh man, I guess 40 years. We went home one time before we had children. My wife and I had left. We'd spent a week or two with them. And man, my chest hurt for a week after that because he and my sister were chain smokers. And of course, I was ingesting all that because I was in the house with them. And my chest hurt for a week before it stopped hurting. It was because of all the smoke that I was inhaling, that I didn't smoke. I was on the phone with my mom, and I said, Mom, when we have children, I'm not bringing them to y'all's house to visit. I said, y'all have to visit us because I don't want my child or children to be exposed to all that smoke. I mean, in the house, it was like a cloud in there. I'm not kidding you. It was bad, and I loved my dad, and I loved my sister. But I just couldn't hack it, and I didn't want my child to be exposed to that. Well, about a week later, my mom called me, because we talked back and forth all the time. I was at college, and she said, you'll never guess what? And I said, what? She said, your dad stopped smoking. I said, he stopped smoking? She said, yeah. He took his cigarettes, threw them in the trash, and said, I'm not smoking anymore. And he didn't. Oh man, till he died, which was 30 years later. Never smoked again. Because, he said, I'm not going to let smoking keep me from seeing my grandchildren. Dad had smoked about 40 years. He stopped, not tapered off. He stopped instantaneously, threw them in the trash, and he smoked heavy-duty cigarettes, Camels, no filter, no nothing. Well, I'm not trying to give a Camels advertisement. I'm just saying that's what he smoked. So your mind, you control your mind, and you can take charge and do anything. And we're in such a society where, oh, you poor little thing, here, let me help you. Taper off and do this, and just do it. Just do it. Sounds simple, right? Not easy. Some people will try to just do it, and then maybe they're, I don't know, stopping drinking beer. And they've been drinking a 6-pack every night. And they try to just do it. 3 days later, they have a beer. Is that awful? No. They lasted 3 whole days. Are they tapering off? I don't call that tapering off. I call that battling your way to achieve a goal. And so maybe they have that beer and they feel like, oh no, I failed. No, you didn't fail. You didn't fail. So maybe the next time you last 10 days and you have to have a beer and you have one, instead of condemning you, I want to say, wow, you lasted 10 whole days? And you can say, yeah, I did. It's great. You know, it won't take very long, and your mind will control that urge for alcohol. Same thing with cigarettes, same thing with anything. So don't condemn yourself. However, don't be a victim. Oh, I can hardly help myself. You're not a victim. You're a creation of Almighty God. You can do anything. You can do anything. All you have to do is up here say, this is what I'm doing. Will you fall and misstep along the way? Yes, everybody does. No big deal. Determine you're going to do better, and you will. So, like the quote that I started off with by Maya Angelou, do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, do better. Man, this is a rip. I've had fun talking to you guys today. And what a great audience. Thank y'all for all the comments that you guys send me. Go to our website, www.astepabove.life. Please, please go to our website and order some coffee. That helps our ministry stay afloat. Till next time, make it an awesome week.